Greetings, I'm David Johnson, Master Hatter here at DbarJHat Company in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today we're going to take you on a little tour of how hats are made. Most of your commercially made hats are made from poor to very poor quality hat bodies and not meant to last. Here at DbarJHat Company, we make hats that can last you a lifetime. One of the most important things we do is to fit the hat to the head of the person. Easiest part is to get the inches around the head. And John is 22.5 inches around his head, which will give us a size, but now we got to make sure it fits because he's a long oval head and not everybody's got the same head shape. Look at me here. And this goes on, it's spring released, it catches and gets the head shape. And now that we have his head shape on the conformator, we need to make a copy of it. We take the famillion, which goes inside the conformator. We run these fingers out, coincide with the fingers on the conformator. So this way we can keep a record of the head shape. Tighten it down. Now we're done with this part. And we sketch this onto the piece of paper. Mark the front and the back. Now, no matter where he goes, I can put this back down, run the fingers to that sketch, and we'll always have his head. So that is the shape of his head. Here we are with our hat bodies. These are where we make all of our hats from. Different colors, different qualities, but this is where we make our hat. And we're going to select this hat body today and show you how to start to make a hat. Here we are at our hat blocks. These are some of our hat blocks, and there's different sizes, shapes, and styles of hat blocks depending on what hat we're making. We've already selected our hat body, and this happens to be the block we're going to use today to make the hat we're going to do. From here, we're going to the blocking machine so we can put the block in the hat and start making a custom-made hat. Here we are at our blocking machine. Our blocking machine was new and being used during the American Civil War. Here's our hat body and block. The hat body first goes in a steam pot to help soften it up and get it hot. It'll be placed in our blocking machine so we can get more steam to it so we can pull it and get the block into it. We take our hat body, which has already been warmed. We place it into the blocking machine. Let it grab the brim. Steam it up, pull it out. Taking out the slack. And our hat block gets pushed into the hat body. We let that cool a little bit and it's ready to go on to the next step. Here we go to our next step in the hat making process. It's the crown iron. This crown iron was made in the early 1920s, one you would have found in the dry cleaners or custom tailor shops. Turn it on, this iron head gets hot, and it automatically oscillates and irons the crown of the hat. This machine is a factory piece. It does the same as this one does, but it's a little more rugged. You turn it on, gets hot, you turn this to go, and it automatically irons the crown of the hat to give a nice finish, tight felting, and a hat that's going to last you a long time. Our next step is going to be brim pressing. One of the tools we use to press the brim is a brim press. We put the flange in for the size of the hat we're pressing. We put the hat inside here. We hit some steam, get this hot, and we press the brim of the hat. We let that sit for a little bit, and it presses it dead flat, and we take it out to cool, and we're ready to go on. Every hat is printed individually with the quality or name. The heated foil press, we place in position. We give it a couple seconds to heat up. And we have the quality of hat for which we're making. Now that we've printed our sweatband, we just have to sew it together so we can put it inside the hat. We line her up. We have 2 inches to sew. And we are ready to put it inside of a hat. And now we're here installing the sweatband into the hat. We went back to the old-fashioned way of sewing the sweatband in by hand, for it damages the hat less than with the commercial sewing machines that you would find in most hat factories. We own those machines, but we found that this is easier on the hat body, makes it last longer, it makes the hat more rebuildable. So we are still trying to make the best hat you can find in the United States, and this is how we do it. Now we're putting the binding on the hat. It adds a good look and it helps with the durability on the edge of the brim of the hat. Our sewing machine was made in 1919 and has made many number of hats with binding on. Here we are at creasing. Here at DbarJ Hat Company, all our hats are hand creased. Whether it be the Roy Rogers, double telescope, or the Montana, everything is creased by hand. This is the hat we just finished. It's getting this hat band. Every hat gets its own type of hat bands, depends on what you want. And this is going to be a low Montana, or also known as a Gus. The steam we're using heats the fur felt up so we can shape it, and as the hat cools, it maintains the shape. So you're constantly back and forth, heating it up, letting it stay. Most of your hat creasers do have a little different method of starting their hats, which is individual, part of their artwork. And there's the crown of our hat. Now we're going to do the brim. Same method, we heat the brim up. And we put the desired shape into the hat. Always works good if you have the stomach for it to get the brim shape just perfect. We almost have our brim shaped the way we want it. Let her cool for a second, and that's ready to wear. And that's how hats are made here at the DbarJ Hat Company. We can make one for you in any color, any style, any size that you can imagine. When we're finished, most of our customers we ship to. I have a little rose in there. And that was ready to ship. I hope you enjoyed our little tour of hat making at DbarJ Hat Company.